Hello, BookTube. I just wanted to make a follow-up video of my response, and I'll explain why I'm using air quotes here, to Michael K. Vaughan's video, "The Text Matters." At the beginning of that video, I clearly said this is sort of response. It's an adjunct to what Michael has done, and I referred back to the video and put a link down in the description to say that he goes through some good arguments of X, Y, and Z. I picked up on something else that he was talking about editors going back and correcting the text. So I thought that's what my video was going to talk about, because I didn't feel like I didn't really have anything new to say about like the whole context of the censorship and everything, or whatever you want to call it, the sensibility ones. That's been basically done to death, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to add a whole video regarding that. So I went through and talked about editors, and the only connection here, as I said, was that you've got an editor now that's doing the censorship after, well, not all the time, but after generally the author has been dead, making sensibility changes. And then you've got the scholarly editor who comes along and says, that this, things have been changed. He wants to get it back. So he's making judgment calls, and everybody agrees with that. Like even Michael agrees that there's judgment calls. But, this is being done after the author is dead. These are the only things that I'm comparing that these two things are. And then I go through, because my video is not a response. As I said, it's a sort of response. It's an adjunct. So I thought I would do, I tried to do like an almost video essay of this. And going through all the ways scholars do this. And then at the end, I bring it back to the argument that of the sensibility ones, and then make my statement, of my personal statement of saying that one is bad and the other is fine. However, I rewatched that once I did it, and then I've rewatched it earlier this evening. I've been getting a lot of pushback of this video. Not pushback so much. Well, there were some comments, and I've received emails that were saying I don't know what I'm talking about. I got a lot of thumbs down on this too, because people are saying, well, that's not what the argument is. Well, that's not what your maybe argument was, but my argument through this was something different. As I said, it was an adjunct to this. An adjunct, something that is not the same. And I've even had comments saying that and I had to clarify it, that I'm not saying that they're the same things. The only thing that's the same is author dead, editor making changes to the published work. That's it. Then at the end, as I said, I bring it back around and saying that one is better than the other. And I'll link my video, and I'll link Michael's original video, and Steve Donahue's done a response video, and he says he was confused by what I was saying, and that I finally got around at 28 minutes to say what I wanted at the beginning. Well, no, because it's an essay type thing where you go through with the evidence and then you present your conclusions. And am I not allowed to take an argument and take one little bit of it and discuss that part? Because I didn't feel like, throwing out in there again another video of the thousands that have been made of railing against. It is a railing against, but it's a different tact, I thought. I don't know. It's like, please, like, watch this video and listen to it closely. That's all I say, is listen to it closely. If you're interested in this, watch the video and listen to it closely. In nowhere, no way am I saying that I am talking directly about I'm comparing to a certain extent, but my focus is on something different. It's like, am I not allowed to take a part of an argument that is brought up somewhere else and run with that rather than rehash the same thing over and over? If I'm not allowed to do that, then I apologize. I've broken BookTube rules, but I don't think I have. So this is stuck in my craw a little bit, basically because I am not feeling well. And I'm only wanting to do things that are bringing enjoyment. And when people seem to, and I feel that people are misunderstanding and misrepresenting what I had said. As I said at the beginning, like, this is an adjunct. It's sort of a response. Like, I didn't know how else to do this. It's a response to something that Michael had said, but not the main argument. And just because I say, oh, that's not the argument. Well, no, that's not his argument. That's not Steve's argument. But this is my argument because I'm not making an argument about what they did. And I clearly state that it's an adjunct. I don't know how much more I can reiterate this. All I do is ask you to watch the video and listen carefully, and that's the key thing. It's like reading an essay and only reading the evidence and then don't looking at the conclusion of what somebody says, their conclusion. And that's probably what's happened. People stopped halfway through and made the comment without doing the whole thing. And it's like, and again, the question is, do I have to give away everything at the beginning of a video? Every single thing that I'm going to say, all my conclusions at the beginning? If I do, and if somebody does, then why do I continue watching them? I want to watch somebody to watch their argument go through and see how they connect things for the end. And yeah, this isn't a perfect essay. This isn't a perfect thing that I did. There were things that I admit that I could have made a little clearer once I rewatched it, like the second time. And I go, okay, because I should have made that maybe a little clearer. But the whole point was that I was progressing towards something at the end. And my whole question here is, am I not allowed to do this? Like, you know, and they're not saying that I'm not allowed to do this, but to say, to misrepresent or misunderstand, that's the thing, I guess, that's getting at me. Is that I am not, and I never said that I was making the same argument. I never said that, and I didn't do that. So therefore, why should I be misrepresented for doing something that I said I was going to do? Argue with the things that I said about the editors. You know, and as I say, because this was part of, and I'm repeating myself now to try to make things abundantly clear, that I came back, I circled back to the main argument that was done in the other video. And compared that, I went into detail about one aspect that I wanted to discuss. Now, you could say, well, I should have just did my own video separately for this, but because the thought of this came up through Michael's video, I wanted to give Michael credit for making me think of this. Now, maybe I shouldn't have. That probably has created a lot of the problems. So I guess basically, if I get an idea from, like, I know a lot of booktubers do this, I get an idea from somebody else and I make a video, make it think like that just spontaneously burst in my brain and this is all my idea. Meanwhile, they got it from somebody else. I like to give credit where credit's due. But that's where I've shot myself in the foot, probably. Anyway, rant is over. This is a ranty video, I know. But do look at that video and tell me where I should, tell me clearly then I should not have my own thoughts, and I should not think of something different. I should just follow everybody else and repeat what everybody else is saying. And I'm getting a little away from the field here, but this is one issue of BookTube that I am tiring of, where it's the same thing, same argument, same thing being done over and over and over again. And there is usually no variation in it. And it does get tiring to me at times, and I'm sure it gets tiring to other people. So, but if it doesn't, and if you just want everything, if you just want me to say everything that everybody else is saying, then I might as well not do videos anymore, because I'm not interested in doing that. I have my own thoughts, and they take me into different areas. So anyway, again, rant over. Thank you.